the TD podcast. We are your hosts, Tony and Dak. And in today's episode, we're going to be breaking down what happened in this chaotic last week of technically championship games in the NFL, and getting into the real meat and potatoes of the playoffs, the conference championship games. These are the teams that will be going to the playoffs, not the playoffs, the Super Bowl, and really solidifying their names in NFL history. Um, Kicking off, we have our first and 10 section. Dak, you got all the deets. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so the first one is the biggest thing for the first and 10, as your new joiner. First and 10, we kind of just get into a little bit of it. But the main thing is Bo Nix has an injury. He's out for the season. He tore or not tore, he broke his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
There's speculation that he did it on the knee, that put them in the middle of the field. There's also speculation that he broke his ankle in the locker room, and that he actually only twisted it and was trying to do a little bit, and he fractured it in the locker room. Don't really know, but that's a huge loss for the Denver Broncos going into the AFC Championship game against the Patriots, as we're going to preview here in a second. Um, you know, lots of key games, lots of just
Every
just
game is
close
key
games.
now. There's no more
Um,
no more piddling
there were
around.
some there were some close games. That Broncos and Bills game, man, that was a great one. That was a great game. Some catches that could have been catches that weren't catches. The Texans and Patriots, the ball was just going to the other team and saying who wanted it more. And that Rams Bears game last night, shoot, Caleb Williams might be a good quarterback, guys. That throw off the back foot down there was pretty cool. But we don't have to talk about that Seahawks
I was just
49ers
about to
game.
say you forgot about a game.
Yeah,
Every game was close except for your game. So
yeah. I
41
was
to
just happy
6.
for them to get there. I was just happy for them to get there.
I
If
guess
we're
the
really gonna
Patriots
be
game wasn't
honest,
close either.
um, missing 14 out of 22 starters this year, um, you you didn't belong there.
Um,
You didn't belong beating the Eagles. For what the team did this year was pretty cool. A bunch of vet minimum guys out there doing whatever they needed to do. But you gave it your all in that Seahawks game. The Seahawks came out punching. Rashid Shaheed, boom, straight down the field, gone. And that was from there on. You were just playing from behind. Just wasn't great. Tungus goes out. Seems C's not fully healthy. It is what it is. But you know what else is? It is what it is. Our brackets, because the Bills also lost, and we had the Bills winning the Super Bowl.
our brackets were fried the second the Bills lost. My bracket was fried the second the Bears lost. It was a rough day for me yesterday in terms of my bracket. It's now down the poop chute, so that bracket will not be brought back up because it's done for both of us. So, getting into our little bit of our recaps from this last week. I wasn't able to watch enough of either of the games or any of the games per se, to have a real re- recap. So instead, I'm just gonna go through the little bits that I did watch, and both games that I was able to tune into had a weird ref happening, I guess, with a catch that probably shouldn't have been a catch and an interception that probably shouldn't have been an interception. Um,
Yeah,
so the first one being the Bills game with the Cooks interception. His knee was down,
if I'm sorry,
and
but if you have two hands on the football like this, I'm
mm,
considering that possession. Okay,
mm-hmm,
if he has two hands like this and making a play, like I get it, you have to survive the moment of the catch, but in that situation, like the catch becomes a catch when you're down and your hands are have full control.
mm-hmm,
All right. I don't need to see if I'm one handed catching it and I have the ball right here, like the Odell catch, right? You're telling me that we needed to see him survive the ground and bring it to his body in order for that to be a catch? No, he has full possession of the ball right
mm-hmm.
here in his hand.
Yeah,
So, like, he's got full possession both right here, knee down. Like,
he had full possession up until he yanked it out of his hands. By then, his knee was already down. The second one was the Devonte Adams catch. I'm not talking about the one on the side. Wait, am I talking about the one on the sideline? I'm not talking about the one in the middle of the field. I'm talking about the one on the sideline where Devonte Adams gets possession, has both feet, well, doesn't get possession yet, has both feet down. He's dragging the left foot, I believe. And then he lifts it up, and then he gets possession. I don't think that was a catch. It was if he had his foot down the whole time. But by the time he had full possession, he was tucking it. It was in both of his hands. It wasn't wobbling, anything like that. His foot was up. Go back, look at it on Twitter, whatever the heck you want to. But that, in my opinion, was not a catch, and the other one was not an interception. We should see the Bills in the conference championships against the Patriots.
Better game. A better game.
It would be a better game, but not just because of my bracket. Getting into our meat and potatoes of the episode. Well, I guess we have a surprising. Well, I don't even know. So in our notes, we have a surprising thing that we saw from this
It was a
weekend.
question. It was a question.
Oh, it
You
was
know,
the
I know we
question.
do a question.
Okay.
Yeah. One surprising thing you saw from this weekend.
You usually don't put that in the notes, so kind of surprised me. Yeah, you mentioned in the notes C.J. Stroud looked bad. That doesn't really surprise me. I mentioned it a couple weeks ago when I was watching the Texans. He did not look very good in the intermediate. It was well, yeah. If it was the intermediate, it did not look good, and he threw a lot of interceptions. What was it, Sunday? So I think I saw almost every
Mhm.
notification I got from that game was C.J. Stroud interception or some sort of turnover. Um,
It was
I didn't,
rough. Like it was rough to watch.
yeah, I didn't anticipate the Texans winning because of their offense. Their defense is so good, and without Nico Collins and then Dalton Schultz also left, there was slim to no chance of them winning. But I'm glad that they were at least there to give that Texans defense some more run and some more credit because they were phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd say the surprising thing for me was the Patriots didn't look great that first half either. They were also kind of throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
And also Josh Allen was kind of doing the same thing
Ooh.
this weekend.
I also
Just turned the ball over.
mentioned last week how the keys to success, keys to victory, were the Patriots getting explosive plays. And if I'm not mistaken, I remember at least two times where the Patriots had explosive plays from Saturday's game. They played Saturday, correct? Yeah.
No, they played yesterday at the
They played
2:30.
yesterday?
2:30.
Okay. Okay. They played yesterday. So just more reason for you guys to tune in every week and be like, hey, this guy might know what he's talking about. When I have time to actually look at stats and have genuine, real, bona fide notes for these episodes, I come at you guys with some freaking fastballs down the middle, and you're either gonna swing or you're gonna get struck out. You're not picking it up.
Okay.
You're either gonna put it in
Okay.
you're either gonna put it in your tail, put it in your bet, or you're gonna strike out and be like, man, I should have bet on that.
No one's
That's what I'm
betting with
saying.
us the rest of the year. It's okay.
Not our bona fide bets, but when we have like these little tidbits,
No one's betting
that's
with
when you
us
listen.
after we
When you
we
listen.
did the Cleveland Browns this year when it came to betting. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
what
and
was that?
17.
2017 Browns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rough
Before
times.
Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
we got 2 games this weekend.
Yeah. Let's get into our red zone, the meat and potatoes of our episode. Diving into it first, we have our Rams and Seahawks. Dak, these are your division rivals. What do you expect?
Um Not even what do I expect, man, but one of these teams is gonna be playing for the Super Bowl in my stadium. That just like that hurts.
Yeah,
Hurts my
that
soul.
hurts.
That's crushing. But both teams' offenses are one team has a really good offense, right? One team has a really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Those two are clashing, okay? Then you have the okay offense, and you have a okay defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna come down to the okay. Okay, I think it's gonna come down to, you know, what you know, the team that you're based on, right? Your
Mm-hmm.
identity. What is my identity going to do?
Yeah.
And I think both teams can throw haymakers. And I'm interested. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I just do. I think the only way the Seahawks are going to compete, I think, because I just think the Rams offense is too firepower. I mean, I do like what the Bears did, but it's also not going to be cold and windy like it was in Chicago. Okay. If that's a different story,
Mm,
I mean, it is in Seattle, but I don't necessarily see those type of conditions. I think you're gonna be able to throw the ball a little bit more. But special teams this weekend again is gonna play a crucial role. Again, Rashid Shaheed, first play of the game, touchdown, 99 yards. Rams got to eliminate that stuff. You want to win the game, you got to be all three cylinders because of the simple fact that the Seahawks are good at all three phases of the game. Their offense is probably their worst part of all three phases. And Sam Darnold's been balling. So you can't you mean 41 points is balling. But my final score prediction is the Rams 31, Seahawks 27.
Uh, 41 points was great, but Sam Darnold only had 124 yards and a touchdown, so I don't know that really was up to him. That's one thing I won't get behind, and something I will be getting into as well. And the Seattle forecast for Sunday is a high of 41 with cloudy weather.
Yeah, that's football degrees.
Football. My expectations, like Dak mentioned, the great offense versus the great defense. But here's where I think I defer a little bit. I don't think it's going to be the Rams stomping all over this great defense. The Seahawks, well, no, the Bears defense stunted the Rams quite a bit. And the Bears defense, while they did have a good second coming in the second half of the season, they're not the Seahawks, right? They're a well-oiled machine run by a defensive head coach, Mike McCarthy. No,
Mike
McDaniel.
McDonald.
Mac McDonald. Too many Mikes. Too many Macs. You understand what I'm saying?
McDonald's.
Yeah, Mike McDonald is not to be messed around with. That man is all business at all times. And
saying they're the dark side, man. They take looks like the dark side.
And he's running in.
Brock Purdy was crying. Okay, Brock Purdy was crying after.
Well, he ran like 400 plus yards in the pocket. So, back to lock in. The Seahawks defensive line is a bunch of really good players. It's not players that are gonna be like you have jerseys of typically, unless you're a Seahawks fan. But they don't mess around. They get after you. And the Bears already stunted the Rams running game. This defensive line isn't just pass rush; they also stop your run game. And this secondary doesn't just the secondary is not bad either. So I think this is one of the worst games that I have had to pick, similar to last week. My key to this game comes down to Matt Stafford having to perform in cold weather. Yeah, it's football weather, but it could also change because it's Monday and Sunday is 6 days from now. And the Seahawks have to apply pressure to Matt Stafford to make sure that he doesn't just step all over them. Shoot, in my
He's
notes,
himself out of his prediction.
Yeah, I am. I'm talking myself out real good. Here's my thing. Here's what it comes down to for me. Is Sam Darnold healthy? And is the game going to be put into his hands? That's what it comes down to. I don't trust in Sam Darnold. I've talked about it all year. Clearly, the Seahawks either don't or just gave him a little push last week because of his injury. I'm just going to go with my notes. I think it's the Rams 18-17.
Yes.
Rams 18-17. I would not take that to the bank. I don't think that's sealed in stone and signed away and all that fun stuff. I really think the Seahawks defense could win them the game, and it could be another Seahawks-Patriots Super Bowl.
Butler, baby. Could you imagine if Christian Gonzalez makes a Malcolm Butler play in the Super Bowl?
I don't think it's going to be that close of a game if it is that, though. But it could be because
Patriots got to get to the Super Bowl first, and they got to take down the Broncos. So...
Well, let's get into that game.
Go ahead and talk about your Broncos. Go ahead and talk about the Broncos.
Yeah, let's talk about the Broncos. They are so freaking overrated. I can't stand this team. The fact that they're in the conference championship drives me nuts. Bo Nix, yeah, he got hurt. I feel sorry for him. Hope he gets feeling better. He'll be back next season. It's not like it was something super crazy. Um, but I don't think
Like a
the
torn
Broncos.
Achilles, like George Kittle.
Well, even that. It's just because that's not even crazy either. That happens in the NFL all the time. I'm talking like life threatening, like what happened to Alex Smith and stuff. Like your knee is shattered, that kind of stuff. Um, so
Yeah.
talking about the game, expectations for this game is the Patriots are going to bully the Broncos offense. I don't even think that the Patriots defense is that good. But I think the Broncos offense is just worse, especially with Jarrett Stidham. When he has been on the field, he's been decent even since he was on the Raiders and before that as well. But I think if you put the game into his hands, you're in for a hurting. The Broncos' run game also hasn't been there that much, which is my key to the game. Key to victory for the Broncos is getting their run game going because they should not put this game into Jarrett Stidham's hands because Mike Vrabel will put his foot on the gas and his foot on your throat and will just keep on beating the snot out of you. That man is out with a vengeance after taking a year off of football, and I hope that he wins the Super Bowl, not only because um, I think he's a good head coach, but also because I want to be further right in my wishing that he was the Raiders head coach. Um, the Raiders, no, not the Broncos, not the Broncos. The Patriots' key to victory is the defense. They have to keep getting turnovers, keep the Broncos defense on the field, gas them out, and dominate the second half. I feel like if you can keep the Broncos defense, although it is the stronger half of their team, on the field, I feel like you'll be able to get them tired, get them sloppy, and then you'll just be able to play your style of football, deep shots, all that fun stuff, and really target Riley Moss as well with the assortment of Patriots weapons as well as Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. Um, Score predictions 28-6 Patriots.
So I also am a firm believer in if you put the game in Jarrett Stidham's hands, um, you're gonna lose. Stidham is a former Patriot, which is kind of crazy. But Broncos, you got to simplify the game. Don't rely on your offense. Rely on your defense and hope that your defense can make plays and get you in short yarded situations. Um, because not having Bo Nix is huge. The Patriots continue to create turnovers like he did against C.J. Stroud. Stroud's a whole lot better quarterback than Jarrett Stidham. And you're gonna be in a good situation to win and make it to the Super Bowl. Um, and I have the Patriots winning 31-16.
He's got better weapons than Stidham does. Even with Nico Collins out, I would say Cortland Sutton's the real guy there. At least, well, maybe not right
Troy
now, but
Franklin, Troy Franklin's inner. He's kind of one of these.
mm-hmm.
And then oh, I can't even
Marvin
remember who
Mims
else is
Jr.
there.
maybe, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's just they're weird. They're a weird team.
It's like the
Our,
Colts. You got a few guys that just make plays sometimes.
you might get fought if you said that around too many crazy Colts fans. But transitioning to our last section of this video, we have our extra point. This is typically where we have our one last little take for this weekend or a hot take. I don't think I have one for this week. Well, other than if the Seahawks, if Sam Darnold doesn't play horribly, then the Rams are going to win or lose. I think Sam Darnold can play. If he can play plus football, the Rams are shipping it out and going to Cancun. That's my hot take.
My hot take here is Jarrett Stidham will not do what Nick Foles did. Okay, Nick Foles had a whole of a lot better team around him than Stidham does right now. And do you remember if you remember the 2018 graphic with Tom Brady, Blake Bortles, and Nick Foles and Case Keenum was the four quarterbacks there in the conference championship game? That kind of reminds me of this one, but instead of Nick Foles winning, it's going to be Matthew Stafford because Matthew Stafford is the best quarterback remaining of these four, and the best quarterback will win. And why not give it to the LA? Because LA wins in every other sport.
Yeah. They also have all the money, apparently.
Baseball no more.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's why I don't watch baseball. I have a jersey though, because they look nice. Anyways, that'll wrap up our preview and recap episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, comment, follow us on all the things down below. I've started posting our clips again, but if you watch the episode, you don't need that. But if you miss an episode, want to see the highlights, go check out our TikTok or Instagram, and our YouTube channel also has all those things. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great week. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.